going on to step 4 of the sales process. And I just realized that we're going to add another video at the end going back on headlines. So this is not a 6-step process. It's going to be a 7-step process. We're going to talk a lot about headlines. But when we're talking about problems, we're talking about bullet points, right? We slightly talked about headlines in the very first step. We said, explain your product like I was in elementary school, like I was a 3rd grader, right? That would be a headline for you, but I've got a whole process for coming up with headlines as well. And I think we'll make that just the very next video. All right, so we'll slide one in the center, and this goes from a 6 days to a 7-day little process, which is fine because we're still redoing our studio and we've got a little bit of time before we start having guests back on the Clicks and Bricks podcast. So today we're going to talk about problems and what are the 3 greatest aches and pains your prospect encounters. These will end up being your bullet points inside of your ad and your landing page. So the first problem that we're going to have is for yoga. What's a problem that a yoga person might have?
Usually they're having some sort of health issue, right?
Some kind of health issue.
Aches, pains.
Right. So yoga is a really great functional exercise.
Right.
So flexibility, right?
Yeah.
So I can't pick up my granddaughter, right? So this is for the female that is, I guess grandson or granddaughter. This would be the male or the female in that 40 to 45 range, 40 and up. I think it's not uncommon to be a grandparent at the age of 40. I'm 47. I'm still just a dad. I don't even have barely teenagers in this point in my life. But, it's not uncommon to have, especially that 40 to 45.
Yeah.
New grandkids, right? It hurts to pick up my kids or grandkids. That's a pretty big problem. And if you can solve that for people, it's a good one. Aches and pains, right? I have pain in my joints, that kind of thing. I'm looking for a community, right? This is big. People don't understand, especially post-pandemic. People lost a lot of their communities. They lost a lot of the businesses in town. They don't have a place that they can go that they can belong. So lack of belonging is a huge one.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. And on this particular practice, you're gonna go through as many problems as you can possibly think of, right? You could even, for the male persona, you could even talk about intimacy issues and if you have those kinds of things. Confidence building, right? Yoga is gonna build your confidence. Breathing, spirituality. I have a hard time connecting spiritually to people or connecting to the universe. If you might believe in that kind of stuff, maybe not. It doesn't matter. What kind of problems does your key person have that your product can help overcome? And you should have a whole laundry list of these. It's hard to do. I recommend getting your staff together and just brain dumping, right? This is great to do in a kind of meeting that you just sit down, order lunch for the team, say, okay, guys, what kind of problems does our product solve? And get creative here, because you're so close to your product and service, you've kind of forgotten what some of those things might be.
Yeah, you kind of become blind to it.
Yeah. So talk to your staff, talk to your clients that you currently have, and figure out what those problems that you solve for them. And those are very easy problems to have. Very, very, top line stuff. Obviously, if you're a dentist, chipped tooth, broken tooth, yellow teeth. If you're a chiropractor, pain, suffering, injury, those kinds of things. Yoga is a little more challenging on these because they're all kind of subjective problems, but they're not unreal problems. They're very, very real problems that these products can solve. So what you're going to do with those is you're going to take those and you're going to make bullet points about your product. So what's the first one?
Hard to pick up grandkids.
Right. So you're going to make a bullet point out of that. And you're not going to talk about the negative here. You're going to talk about the positive thing that your gym or your service does. So for yoga, I can't pick up my grandkids. Your bullet point might be, get back to a fulfilled life with your grandchildren and be able to play with them in a way that's meaningful to them, right? So you're not going to say, hey, pick up your grandkids again and be negative,
Right.
which is what everybody wants to do.
It's the go-to for sure.
Right. It's what you want to do because it's the easiest thing to do. Hey, this is a problem you have. I'm going to solve it for you. The psychology about they don't believe you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something about the psychology. If you just go, here's the stuff that my system fixes, it's a lot different than saying, enjoy the benefits of the things that my system fixes. And it's a slight change in how you word those bullet points, but it is really, really big. And it's a giant mistake that I made for a very, very long time. You just keep going through that. What's another example? What's the second one?
Aches and pains in your joints. It's really all around aches and pains.
Right, all around aches and pains. So how would you position that in a positive light? Like, you wouldn't say, oh, get rid of your aches and pains. You might say that somewhere in the sentence, probably towards the ending, but it would be, for that older crowd. I know pickleball is a really big fun activity that they do. Like, if one of the groups that you were making the ad for was a pickleball group, getting those people into yoga, you'd be like, hey, increase your performance on the pickleball court, right? And get rid of those aches and pains through yoga. So give them the positive thing that that you're creating this campaign, the person that you're going after. So really you can play to that in a positive way, in a very cool way, right?
Right.
What's the next one?
Somebody who's looking for a community. So
looking for community, I would play up this big time on post-COVID.
Right.
Getting, and I would just talk about all the benefits of a community. I would not talk about them losing their community, but talk about all the benefits that your community does. Yoga studios, I know some of them do community nights out once a month.
Right.
They have internal parties and stuff like that. So really talk about the benefits of your community and what they do. And if people are looking for community, you don't have to say, hey, come join our community. You can talk about the benefits of your community. If they want it, they'll naturally go into that particular field. Now, on that, you have to have a headline, and I don't know all the headline jargon off the top of my head. I actually have posters up in my office of my headline tips and tricks,
right?
How to create a headline. The one that I like the most is an outstanding offer, right? 2 weeks free, just simple, right? 2 weeks free, Get a free yoga mat, free roof inspection, or free first teeth whitening. Those kinds of significant offers are my favorite kind of headline because it's just so easy to come up with. A curious question or a curious statement, like one of my favorites is Android is better than Apple, right? And it's a profound statement that creates some kind of animosity to one group and not the other. And it's lighthearted, right? I wouldn't say Obama was better than Trump, right? I wouldn't go out with a highly politically charged statement, and I don't believe anything politically. So if you think that I'm right down the middle on all of those things, but in this case, if you want to take some lighthearted stuff and pit them against each other, that's a lot of fun. You can also just a statement, right? Do you want to have better functionality in life? Join our gym, right? That's the easy kind of go to. Probably won't get you much results. An amazing offer, curious statement, or a question are my favorite ways to do it. But on this video, we'll put a link to the bottom where you can download all of our headline templates as well. And we'll make a video specifically for the headline templates. But these problems, go through them in depth, and really try to figure out how you can talk about them in a positive light to the potential buyer. And that's your bullet points, each one of those bullet points. And on your landing page, you want to get as many as you possibly can, right? So it's not just 3. If you have 30 of them, just scroll down. You can have them forever. It helps with search engine optimization. It helps with, you're just going to overcome these hurdles, right? If somebody's scrolling down, they don't care anyway. You want all that purchase stuff up top. But if somebody starts to scroll down and they start reading these different hurdles, you don't know which problem you're solving for that person necessarily. So you want to have as many of those bullet points on your landing page as possible. On your ad, you want the one for that specific target audience at the head of it, but you can have them kind of laundry listed underneath it as well. So that's it for today, folks. Get to work.